Where did you?
What's up, everybody? Zip12 here, and today I'm gonna teach you guys how to build a team in Storm 4. Now, building a team sounds easy because you can literally just pick 3 characters out of the entire roster and you can call that a team. Now, what I mean by team is finding a team who can work together, has really good synergy. Now, to find that, that's a little bit more difficult because there's over 100 characters in this entire game. So it's gonna be a little bit hard to find like an actual team to help synergize. So this video is basically going to help you guys find those team members who can work perfectly in unison. But without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I want to say before we even get started with the video is that every single character in this game is viable. It's actually one of the things I love about Storm 4, how somewhat balanced it is. You can kind of choose anyone and you can wreck basically anyone with your skills in this game. So the first step of this entire thing of making a team is basically just pick a character that you definitely want on the team. So this is just my way of picking a team. This is my way of finding these easy teams to link up with each other. So if you have another way, you know, it could work with that way as well. But this is just my way, how I do it. So I'm kind of just gonna pick a random character. You know what? I'll pick Hanabi. Why not? I'll pick Hanabi. I think she's pretty easy to demonstrate this tutorial on. So I'm gonna pick Hanabi. And so the first thing you want to do is pick your character, then go into training mode, and then we're gonna kind of look at Hanabi for a little bit. All right, so we're in the training room now. So while you're in the training room, you're really supposed to be looking for 2 things: what this character is good at, and what your character is supposed to do. So I know, so just from like playing Hanabi and my experience with this game, I know Hanabi has pretty slow, really low range combos. They're kind of slow, they're kind of long too. So I'm not really gonna use her for my main DPS because she's not really like that quick or that. There's nothing really special about her, like her combos and everything. I know her tilt is really not really all that. It doesn't really provide anything for my team or really even for me, honestly. I know her grab is not that good. It's probably like, that's actually really bad grab. Her air combo, it's not really that good either. So I know the one thing that Hanabi is really good at is the support. The support is god tier, most definitely top 10 best supports in the entire game. So the first thing you want to do is know your character, know what they're supposed to do, or just like what type of character are they, pretty much. And then you want to find out their advantages, like what are they really good at, because every character is really good at something. You just kind of have to find out what. And Hanabi is really good at this support and really nothing else. Everything else is just kind of average. So this support you want to be focusing on whenever you're making a team. So I know that this support is really good for this support is really good for characters that want to push in, because it locks them down in place and gives you pretty much free reign for combos. So like you can use this in the back, you can use this even while you're comboing someone up front. You can even use this as a legit support, so when they sub behind you, you know, Hanabi comes in and just spins around and they have to sub that. So either way, this is really good for characters that are close range. So we got kind of a narrow character select for our team. So let's go back to the character select screen and let's actually pick our second team member. Alright, so the next step is pick a character that supports your first character's advantages. So we know Hanabi got this really good support. This is really good for this is pretty much her advantage that she's really good at in this game. So like I said before, when we were in the training mode, anyone that has like a close range range character will be good for this team. So that kind of narrows it down. That excludes like all long range characters, all mid range characters. So any pressure character, that's the first thing I'm thinking in my head. Or any damage character like Hashirama or Orochimaru or Sasuke or Asuma or Neji. Any of those characters that specialize in close range would go really well with Hanabi. So just for giggles, I'm actually going to choose Asuma because I know Asuma's a pretty good character in this game. And I think he will work really well with Hanabi. And also, by the way, because I chose Hanabi pretty much only for support, I'm not gonna choose her as first, as my primary. I'm actually gonna put her in the back so I don't start with her. But you know what, we'll get to that, like who you want to choose first once we're done making our team. But just for now, I'm gonna put Hanami in the back and put Asuma first, and then you're gonna kind of repeat the process and go back in the training mode. But this time you're gonna look for another thing. So let's go back in training mode. All right, so at this point in the team building, you want to make really two decisions. So the first decision is, do you want your team to be a solo support or double support? So if you're a solo support, then you're pretty much done at this step. You already have your two characters that synergize with each other, and then you're pretty good. All you need is training with those two characters. But now I'm actually gonna make this tutorial for double support, because double support is a little more complicated. So choosing the first two characters for double support is really not that hard, but choosing the last character is probably the hardest thing, because you're gonna have to kind of think in depth of what you want to do with your team. You have to find out what your team is going to do. You gotta find out what your team is going to be specializing in. So I know I got a pressure character, Asuma. He's really good at hitting that block, and I got Hanabi to support me. So already I got really like a guard pressure team, like a team that can really get in there and really wreck pretty much. So now for your third team member, you really want to choose a character that pretty much covers your weaknesses, or has a really good support that gets in there and takes care of those weaknesses. So I know with Asuma and Hanabi is that they have no range, and it's very hard for them to get in there and then get like some stuff, because you can just kind of keep running back and keep going away. So you kind of have to compensate for their weaknesses. So my third character is probably going to be somebody who can push me in there. I can switch into Asuma. Or I can choose a team member who can pretty much give me some more support on pressure. Maybe I can choose like a more protective support to back me up. So you kind of want to choose like what your team is going to do. Do you want your team to be an all pressure team? Do you want your team to be like a one-man team that have two supporting him? Or like what do you really want to do? Exactly. So I think I want a team who can specialize in pressure. So I already got Asuma, but he got a low range, and Hanabi has low range as well, but a really good support. So I think I'm gonna choose someone who probably has some range, and also choose someone who can get me in there, has a really good support, who can get me in there, or at least have an opportunity to get me in there. So I'm going to character select screen, and we're gonna find out who. All right. So now that we're at the character select screen, there are already, I'm thinking of a number of team members that can support us as Asuma, for just getting us in there, or having the opportunity for us to get us in there. So already I'm thinking of Sage Mode Naruto, Choji, maybe Kiba, let me see, Shisui, let me see, Darui, that's a really good one. You know, there are a number of jutsus in this game that like I can think. Sasuke with the Chidori, that's a good one. Oh, Tobirama, that's a good one right there. Amaterasu, you know, you got a number of jutsus I can pick from. So just for giggles, I'm actually just gonna pick Darui, because I think that's a really good team. Like, yeah, I'm gonna choose Darui. So I'm gonna choose Asuma, Darui, and Hanabi. I think that's a really good team right here. Like already, I'm thinking that's like amazing right here. So then the last step is basically you want to practice with this third team, and then you want to swap out team members. You know, maybe you want to decide like maybe this team isn't doing so well. Maybe they're missing something. Maybe Asuma needs a little bit more range, or maybe I'm just not good with Asuma. Then you may want to swap out Asuma for Raikage then, or Neji, or you want to swap out Darui if he's not working for Tayuya, or for Kidomaru, you want some defense. You know, you got a lot of options with this team. Like you can, this is the thing I love about Stone 4. You can do anything you want with Stone 4. But the pretty much the play team I got right here is Asuma, Darui, and Hanabi. I think that is a very good team. So I'm gonna go practice this team for a little bit, and let me see what I can come up. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. So I've been practicing for about, I would say like 7 or 5 minutes, and already I got some good stuff I can come up with. So as I said before, I got Darui and Hanabi, one for close range, one for long range. So push in with Asuma, get some pressure on that guard. Look at that mess. There we go. Do some guard damage. Oh, that's really good. Switch to Hanabi. Look at that. When they were on the ground, use Hanabi's jutsu. Even when I'm comboing with Hanabi, use her jutsu. Get right back. Oh, I meant to switch with Asuma. There we go. Get right back with Asuma. Like, that guard is just destroyed. Like, this team is actually awesome. I think I'm actually use this team and maybe rank, because like this team is god tier right here. Wow. So like, ooh, look at that mess. And plus we have a strike back. We have an automatic strike back, which is Hanabi on this team. That's really good. Like, I'm really gonna be using Hanabi for that jutsu. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. I know all my team's advantages from practicing with this team. Guess what? Throw got some guard pressure, but I want to switch to Asuma. There we go. Or I did not switch to Asuma. Alright, but yeah, like this team is very good. Like, already I'm seeing a bunch of this stuff. So you can really just mash up any team members together, but these team members actually have a goal to put push Asuma in there, and pretty much these two are supporting me. And you can you can swap them out, swap them out, and maybe you want to use Daru as a DPS just for a little bit, because Asuma has a really good jutsu as well. You can alter and you can change. But already I'm thinking that Asuma's probably got a little bit too low range. You may want to choose to Neji, or may want to choose to probably Hashirama. This is a really good Hashirama team right here. Or maybe Daru doesn't work so well, so like I choose someone else like Shisui to work in my favor a little bit better. But at least I got a game plan to see what team members synergize with each other. And you know what? You can do something a little bit more technical. You can actually account for everything, not just support. You can actually account for a character's grab, a character's tilt, a character's even combos. Maybe you want a character that combos a little bit more shorter. And that's the thing I like about Storm4u. Like, there's a bunch of attributes, and there's no like real perfect team, but this is the closest you're really gonna get trying to find like team members who can basically work together. And then once I practice with this team, I'm probably gonna find a lot more advanced stuff. Once I practice for more than 5 minutes. But I think I will actually use this team in rank. Like this team seems pretty good. But anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. So just to recap, I'll just recap all the steps that we just took. We had to pick our first character. We had to practice that character. Then we pretty much had to learn the advantages of that character, then pick our second character to support our first character, and then kind of rinse and repeat for the second character. And then we had to choose what our team wanted to specialize in. So I feel this is a step that people are going to be like, it's going to be kind of hard, but don't think too hard on it. Just think like, what do your team want to do? Like, do you want to push in? Do you want to stay neutral? Do you want to play neutral? Do you want to have a team with a lot of range? It's really that simple. You don't have to think too hard on it. But I feel that's the step that's gonna make most people like scratch their heads a little bit. And then you want to pick your third character to kind of support and solidify what your team wants to do. And then the last step was pretty much practice that team and then swap out any team members for a different character if they're not working. Because I always say experimentation is best. You want to experiment with all these 100 characters to find the best solutions, make some presets to see if something's not working. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. My name is 12, and I'll see you guys next time.